and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Film My Run on Zwift. My name is Stephen Cousins and we are broadcasting live on Facebook and on YouTube. While we're getting everything ready, it would be absolutely awesome if you could go and subscribe to the Film My Run YouTube channel and also the Zwift Live YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/filmmyrun and also Twitter at filmmyrun, and the website is www.filmmyrun.com. It's very nearly time, so sit back, relax, don't forget to drop me a ride on and watch me do all the hard work. Okay, I've bottled it this evening. I've bottled it. I'm going in Group B. I just feel like I want an easier ride tonight. Slightly easier ride. So, apologies if you like it when I suffer in the pain cave and go for broke in Group A. It's not happening tonight. I'm just too tired. It's so hot. I've been running quite a lot. So I'm just gonna, and also there is a kind of a reason to what I'm doing. I am kind of getting ready for the Thames Path 100-mile race in 3 weeks' time. So I'm kind of just altering my training slightly to get prepared for that, and that means not risking too much by doing too much flat-out fast work. We need distance, we need endurance, and then one or two good hard efforts, but not a lot of hard effort going on. at the moment, just partly to prevent injury, but also just to ease the body out of kind of muscle strain and just relax the body, getting ready for the long trek ahead. 30 seconds to go. This is a Wednesday workout. Welcome along. I'm watching Zwift Run live chat on the YouTube channel, and the Facebook page is Film My Run, and I'm watching Facebook chat there. Hello to Wanda Archer, hello to Andrew Usher. The kitchen is tidy, the trash is taken out, and Wanda has her drink, and we are off. Here we go. Oh, only 9.1, so an easy-ish warm-up. Paul Deering and Paul Hayward are with me in Group B, and Vidic as well, and Myers. Moreno is in Group A. Good for you, Moreno. Well done. And there's Moreno. Vidar, hello to you. Andrew Usher did his run earlier in his new Clifton 7s. 30 degrees Celsius where he is. It's about 27 here now, but it has been well up there in the 30s today again. But it's clouded over now and the thunderstorms are on their way. So I'm expecting by later on tonight we should have the first indication of rain and thunder and lightning. Neil Messenger is in Group A. Well done to Neil for joining Group A. Good on you. So I feel like I've bottled it a bit this evening, but never mind. Thank you for the ride-ons that are dropping already. Thank you, guys. McManus, thank you. You'll notice in the bottom right hand of the screen I've got the power from my Stride foot pod. So I'm connected to Zwift using my treadmill, which is a direct connection, but I've also got my Stride foot pod on, and that's connected to the Stride app on my phone, and I've just got the Stride app connected to my computer so that it can show you the watts that I'm using, the watts that I'm generating when we're doing this session. Andrew Usher says they had thunderstorms all last night and flooding in Perthshire. Perthshire in Scotland, by the way, if you didn't know. Wow. Lightning all the way from midnight until 7 a.m. So all that is basically heading south and is about to hit us. I think they've already started in London, and we're just a bit south of London, so couple of hours and it should be here. Hello Vidar. Up to 9.6 kilometres an hour. We've got 10 kilometres to do tonight, and basically we are doing 5 times 600 metres with 400 metres mild recovery. I say mild recovery because it's not really any kind of recovery at all. It's just slightly slower for 400 metres. And then we're doing 2 times a little bit faster as well. So in all, it's 7 kilometres of effort. And currently generating 190 watts of power. And we're on the Watopia course on the run path. So no bikes allowed on here. This is run path only.
Thanks for giving my dad a ride on.
Thank you, Wanda. And as we go through the warm-up, we are slowly increasing the pace, and we'll eventually hit 13.9 kilometres an hour for a couple of stride outs before we settle into a steady 600 metres at 13 kilometres per hour. So let's get ready for that. Jonathan says chat is always much better when you're not in Group A. Well, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I'm not so out of breath that I can't talk. So hopefully, yeah, if you've got stuff you want to ask or stuff you need to say, then pop it in the chat, and hopefully I won't be so out of breath that I can't answer, and I'll be able to check a bit more regularly on the left hand side. All my chat is over there on the left on another big screen. I've got my big screen in front of me which has Zwift on it, and then I've got an exactly the same size screen just to my left which has my streaming software running and chat nice and big so I can see it. I'm also monitoring Twitch chat, so if you're watching on Twitch and you want to shout abuse at me, by all means please do. So it looks like only Moreno and Neil Messenger are in Group A tonight, so kudos to them for stepping up to the plate. Hello, Grubby Allen. More watts, he says. There will be more watts coming soon. Treadmill to 10.2 kilometres an hour. So watts will gradually increase. So get ready for a couple of strides in less than 100 metres. Jonathan says, why do you think I'm so unfit in running when I've been training so hard on the bike with hard efforts? Let me answer that after I've done this little bit of a stride. Hang on a second. Okay, 13.9, so 14 kilometres per hour, 100 metres. Just to get the legs stretched out a bit. Keep an eye on the heart rate as well, because you'll see that gradually increase over the course of the run. Jonathan, right, two things. Running and cycling, although they use a lot of the same muscles, they do use different muscular sets. And so with running, you're often much more reliant on your hands, whereas in cycling it's much more your quads. Although, I mean, they're all used obviously, but just you can be very fit in your legs for cycling, but not very fit in your legs for running, because you use slightly different muscle groups for cycling than you for running, and also heart rate. So I don't know about you, but I find it very difficult to get really high heart rate on the bike, and my heart rate always gets much higher when I'm running. So from a cardiovascular point of view, I think running, I don't have any evidence for this, I don't know, this is just from my own personal experience, but from a cardiovascular point of view, I think you need to be slightly more fit cardiovascularly for running. John Hepplewhite says, will you be running and filming next year's Arc of Attrition? No. I tend to work for Mud Crew these days, so they don't let me run any of their races. I have to do live streaming. Obviously they pay me, so yeah, I tend to work for Mud Crew now, for the Arc of Attrition and for the Roselands, the rat races in August. Obviously didn't happen this year, but yeah, come next year I shall be at the Arc of Attrition, but I won't be running, I will be live streaming. Right, here we go again, another 100 metres. Okay, so recovery again now, before we actually start the main set. Vidar says, agree about the heart rate, bike versus running, yeah. Wanda Archer says, running is helpful to maintain bone density as cycling is not. And Jonathan says, for example, my heart rate is great on the bike, as you just said, but on last night's run in Paris, you saw how high I was, yeah. So it's just fitness. Running fitness is different to bike fitness. And I do think running fitness demands a better heart, or better heart condition. Not to put the cyclists down or anything, because their general overall leg strength is probably better than ours. Right, 200 metres to go, and then we're getting into some proper work. 600 metres at 13 kilometres an hour, with a 400 metre rest, but at 12.2 kilometres an hour, so still relatively fast compared to the hard effort. Andrew Usher says, running, as you have said, uses more of the musculoskeletal system. When we measure clients in my sports lab for VO2 max, there is always a difference between cyclists and runners. The same with the percentage of fuel sources used, carbs, fats, etc. Yes, Andrew, good stuff, thank you for that. And Jonathan says, I've cycled today, but we'll also be running later to get it sorted. Yeah, just keep running, Jonathan, and it'll come back. It will come back. Okay. See, the thing is, I tend to think of myself as a relatively good runner. I'm by no means elite, but not too bad. I can certainly hang in Group A on Zwift, but I'm nowhere near Group A on cycling. I'm definitely a Group C cyclist. Okay, here we go then. 13 kilometres an hour, 600 metres, and we're going to do this 5 times now. Hello Camera 2, I haven't said hello Camera 2 for a long time. So to see how hard I'm working in this session, the way to do it is to look at my heart rate. You can also look at my power, but if you want to compare it to stuff that you know, it's a bit difficult to compare power. If you don't run with power, then you don't really know what 254 watts is. But you know what a heart rate of 143 is, and you know what zone 3 is of a heart rate, and zone 4. So keep an eye on my heart rate, and you'll see how this feels for me. It should feel relatively comfortable. So maybe touching zone 4 by the end of the run, depends how much I talk. I mean, it may be that I hit the bottom end of zone 4 quite early, but I won't hit zone 5 at all, and I'd be surprised if I get anywhere near the top of zone 4. This should be top of zone 3, bottom of zone 4 for me, this whole run. Right, am I going left? Right, I am. Good. I just got a bit worried that I was going to lose everybody for a minute. So I've turned the camera angles off. Okay, first one done. Tiny little bit of recovery. We can just drop it down to 12.2. So, this is called active recovery. Or another way of describing it is no recovery. Jonathan says, good chat on bike running fitness, thanks. Yes, culminating basically in us just saying you've got to run more. Get training cost. Oh, we've got another one in Group A there. Watty from the USA is in Group A. Yeah, the sun has definitely gone. It's still absolutely boiling hot, very humid indeed. The sun is not shining. We have clouds. We will have thunderstorms. Hit me 6626, hello, good morning, he says. So if you're saying good morning, you're not even in the USA, where are you, hit me? Maybe Los Angeles, that would be still morning, I suppose. Okay, here we go again.
Okay, let's go.
Up to 13, 3 kilometres done, 7 to go. Thank you, Eric, for your ride on. He's in the US, but he woke up late. That doesn't mean it's still morning. Just because you can't start the morning from when you wake up. You might have woken up at 1 p.m. Well, it's 7:45 in the evening here in the UK. I'm on the south coast of the UK. So we still haven't quite got the thunderstorms, but they're on their way. Andrew Usher says, you can run at a lower heart rate zone to help build your cardiac output. Jonathan, happy to chat to you privately. I won't. Private message for Jonathan Cost. But essentially, actually, what Andrew's saying at the beginning there, you don't have to be in zone 5 running to build your cardiac strength. Instead, in fact, 80% of your weekly running should really be in zones 2 and 3. And that will build cardiac strength, that will build the muscle in the heart. And it will also teach your body to use fat as its fuel source when needed at a much more efficient level. So you're going to be less reliant on carbohydrates and fast-acting simple sugars for your fuel. which as a result means you're going to be eating fewer horrible sugary gels during your marathon or whatever it is. But yeah, zone 2 and zone 3, long distance cardiac endurance training. 350.
Nice!
Royce, thanks for the ride on. Right, okay, that's number 2 down. 400 metres of active recovery again. And we are now at the volcano, so we're running around the outside of the volcano. Ominously, it is raining in Zwift. Thanks again for another ride on.
Ride on!
Karl-Heinz Engel, thank you, buddy. So Paul Deering and Paul Hayward running with me in Group B. And into the volcano we go. So not only now is it boiling hot in the shed quarters here, but it's going to be boiling hot in Zwift as well. Not a good combination. Jaspal, hello buddy. Says keep it up, thank you, I will do. Just another day at the office. 100 metres to go and then we up it again for number 3. And away we go, 13 kilometres now for 600 metres. 6 kilometres to go of Wednesday workout. Heart rate still in zone 3. Yeah. I'll just rent it. $300 meters to go. You can see the pace bot hovering above my head there. Obviously everyone has their own pace bot, so they'll have their own name flash up on that. 4.5 kilometres done. Just coming to the end of our third effort now. Heart rate is 150, so we're doing all right.
Nice!
Okay, bring it down slightly. So it said, I bet you're still thinking this is hard. It's meant to be. Yeah. So ongoing interesting discussions about incline on smart treadmills. If you have a smart treadmill, keep an eye on the work of Pascal, who is the programmer of the Run Cline app, which is available on the App Store, because Pascal is working to try and get some treadmills to automatically change incline in line with the elevation profile on the Zwift course that you're running on. There are some treadmills we have discovered through sheer fluke and accident. We've discovered some treadmills are indeed capable of receiving the incline control from Zwift and can automatically change incline. But not all. And it looks like mine treadmill is one that is not able to do it, but we don't know for sure yet. Okay, here we go, up to 13 again, number 4 now. We're halfway through today's workout, Wednesday workout, on the 12th of August, 2020. Hello everyone. It's so easy to get set up with Zwift Running. Here's what you need. Firstly, access to a treadmill. It could be at home or at the gym, but any treadmill will work with Zwift. To get you moving in game, we need a speed source. Traditionally, we use a foot pod, like the Zwift Pod or the Stride, but you can also use the Run Smart treadmill sensor, your Apple Watch, one of the newer Garmin watches, the TSS app, and if you have a smart treadmill, your treadmill will connect directly to Zwift without the need for another device. Now simply download the Zwift app onto a Mac, a PC, an iPhone, an iPad, an Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. Finally, pair your speed source in the app. Pairing heart rate from your watch or a chest strap is also a great addition to Zwift. And that's it. You're all set up for solo runs, solo or group workouts, challenges and real-time racing on Zwift with people from all over the world. So I've noticed we have yet another A runner, so there are 4 runners in Group A now. The Bison runner, along with Watty and Neil Messenger and Moreno. Bison runner has just disappeared off the top of the screen. $200 meters to go. Jonathan Cost says we're due thunderstorms at 3 a.m. here on the south coast, so we're hanging out for that. $5.5k done, 4.5 to go. Really, really warm in here. Do you know what? I'm glad I'm not doing Group A.
Nice.
Heart rate 153, so still doing okay. Trying to keep it in zone 3 as long as possible. And hopefully just stay in zone 3 for the whole thing, that'd be nice. Louis says, oi oi Stephen, hope all is well. It rained like crazy earlier in London, but more in my town. The triathlon I've entered has been cancelled. Oh no, mind you, it was inevitable, I think. The Paris Marathon, by the way, if you didn't know, the Paris Marathon has been cancelled. That was due to take place in November. I was going to run it, but obviously not going to happen now.
Thanks for giving my dad a ride on.
Sarah, I think it's Sarah O'Brien, thank you. Right, about 20 minutes to go now. Yeah, there's lots of reasons why these things get cancelled, Louis. Just the way it is at the moment.
Right on.
Williamson, thank you. Okay, here we go again for our 5th and final one before we speed up a bit.
Nice.
Okay, let's go.
Louis says, why do you roll your eyes when you run? Well, it may be that I'm looking to my left to see the chat. I'm not aware that I roll my eyes other than looking to the left. But you tell me, I don't know. What with Jonathan going on about my wobbly arms and you going on about my eyes, I don't know, a man could get a complex, you know. I'm also looking at various data on the screen in front of me that might make it look like I'm rolling my eyes. Louis got a Wahoo ticker, nice. I've got the old version of the ticker, but I haven't bought the newer one. Okay, so coming to the end of the 5th set of 5. So now we've got 2 more sets of 600 metres, but we're going to go slightly faster for these 2 sets. sitting comfortably behind the pace bot. Running on the oldest road in Watopia. 300 metres to go before we start our last 2 sets of 600. Keep watching the heart rate during these next 2 sets. It has been gradually increasing through the course of the run, but we're still maintaining zone 3. Crazy Canuck, thank you. Right, slightly faster now. 13.5 kilometres per hour. We have just over 3 kilometres left of Wednesday workout. 7 kilometres done.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hammer time!
Good thing, of course, about going slightly quicker is the hard bit is over quicker.
Thank you very much. That's really nice. Thank you.
You stink!
I don't stink, it's just very hot in here. Heart rate is climbing, 158 there. What, 260 in terms of power, just under 260 watts.
Nice!
Thanks for giving my dad a ride on.
Oh no, that's not right, I'm going too slow. Heck. So, the big question is, will we see kilometre number 9 go into zone 4? Vidar says, I think Zwift is the best. Too bad I didn't discover it earlier. I'm now very into cycling. Yes, Vidar, it is cool. I first joined with cycling in 2015. And then running came out at the end of 2016. And I've basically been running ever since on it. I very rarely get on the bike these days. Here we go, 13 and a half. Last one now. Let's see if we get into zone 4 for this one. 156 at the moment. If it gets to 159, 160, I think that's zone 4 for me. There we go, look. $160 now. Less than 2k to go, Wednesday workout. Trying to breathe, to keep my heart rate from going too high. That's a place to go to find out everything you need to know about Zwift running. Zwift.com/run. One and a half kilometres left. Louis, okay. How many kilometres on the bike in 4 months? 2,000 kilometres.
Let's go.
That's my guess. I'm guessing just over 400 kilometres a month. So 400 times 4, 1,800, plus a little extra for good measure. 2,000 kilometres in 4 months on the bike.
Thanks for giving my dad a ride on.
Paul Deering, thank you. Paul Deering is just ahead of me. And Paul Hayward just behind me. 250 metres to go before cool down. Be interesting to see. We should be in zone 4 now, I think. So kilometre number 9 might be averaging 159 BPM. Might be 158. We'll have to see. How excited are you? And Neil Messenger says he was too hot and felt sick, so he's had to stop. Fair enough, Neil. That's probably why I didn't go in Group A, because, yeah, you do risk that happening when it's really hot and you're putting in a hard effort. Well done though, Neil, good effort. Yeah, and I definitely need aircon for this room, Jonathan. Right, let's see what kilometre 9 is. Is it in zone 4? Is it orange? 4 seconds.
Nice.
Yes, it is. Look at that, 160 average heart rate. And a kilometre of cool down now. So basically heart rate as predicted today. Which is good because it means I've got a good idea of where I am physiologically and fitness wise. Just drop a few ride-ons. Brent Johansson, well done to you. Waddle. These runners are in Group C. Good job, well done guys. And Gorilla from Scotland. Nice, well done guys. .800 metres to go. Pace will gradually cool off. So we'll get back to zone 3 on this kilometre. Jonathan says, might be hot, but I'm not complaining. Yeah, absolutely, neither am I. I love the hot weather, absolutely love it. It's just very difficult to run in. Louis is off. Take care, buddy. See you soon, Louis. And there's Neil walking it out. So letting the heart rate gradually come down. Paul Deering says he enjoyed that. And thanks for streaming as always. No worries, Paul. Good to run with you as always. And I tell you what, Paul, I'm glad we didn't go in Group A. Because it sounds like Neil suffered a lot. And I'm glad I didn't have to do that. I think we made the right decision, Paul. So, just cooling off, 500 metres to go. Should reduce the pace a bit again now, possibly. Or is this that one where it just keeps the same pace to the end now? I might just, even if the instructions don't say so, I think I might just ease it off a little bit. And when it gets to 400, I'll drop it back a little. And then a little bit more at 200. Yeah, Paul says he would have stopped well before Neil. Yeah, good job, Neil, to keep going that long. Right, down a little smidgen more for me. Just let the heart rate come down. Legs ease off a bit. And then we'll drop it down to 10 kph with 200 to go. But I am absolutely dripping in sweat in here now. Absolutely soaked. I may get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and stand in the garden and get absolutely soaked by the rain for a cold shower. Don't skip these cool downs, by the way, guys. When you've done a hard effort, always important to just ease it off slowly, or go for a short recovery run after you've finished a race, just to bring the heart rate down gradually, to relax your legs. Don't worry about lactic acid build up. That will, whatever you do, whether you go for a recovery run or not, lactic acid build up will drain from your legs within an hour regardless. So don't worry about that. Neil says he's not giving up. He is going to carry on and finish it. Paul Deering says we have some Zwift races on Saturday. I've not checked. I'll have a look, Paul. Sounds good though. And that's us chilled out and done. Paul Haywood, Paul Deering and myself. Well done, guys. Thanks for your company. Thanks for your company on Facebook and YouTube, everybody. That is Wednesday workout done and dusted. 10k finished. There we go, 10k done, 50 minutes, 29 seconds. Good. Well, you know, with the heat, I'm pleased that I managed to keep my heart rate in zone 3 for almost the whole session. And it was just that kilometre 9 which we were doing a couple of extra slightly speedier intervals, and it just dragged my heart rate, average heart rate, into zone 4. But at the beginning of the run, that's what we kind of suggested might happen, so that's good. Thank you for all the ride-ons that have dropped, by the way. Rufen, thank you. Paul Haywood says, thanks, saved going for a run in the thunderstorms. Well, we haven't got them yet. Jonathan Cost reckons they're due at around 3 a.m. down here, but it is getting mighty ominous outside, I have to say. So, might be earlier than 3, who knows. But that's it, we'll be back tomorrow, Thursday, 4. Now, Thursdays is quite often Spanish 5k and Ryan Downey's pack beginners step by step. So we might do one or both of those, we'll see, but I'm not averse to doing a fast 5k tomorrow, so we could do a speedy 5k tomorrow. We'll see about that. Until then, thank you very much for your comments, your chat, and your company, everybody who took part and who was watching on the stream. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.